Over the last 2 years, Microsoft has made enormous efforts to make all of its cloud and platform services first-class citizens not just on Windows Phone, but also on iOS and Android. The goal is simple. Users of Microsoft services such as Office 365, Outlook, and OneDrive no longer have to confine themselves to select ecosystems to enjoy the benefits of the Microsoft experience. This move could not have been more timely. With Windows Phone's market share dipping into bacteria-sized percentages, there's no more appropriate a time for a Windows Phone user to call it quits and move on with life. I'm Oliver from WinBeta, and in this video I'm going to celebrate our new Apple overlords by unboxing the all-new iPhone SE. Truth be told, all new may not be the most appropriate prefix for the iPhone SE, as Apple, with its ocean of talented employees and dripping with innovative yuppie DNA, have basically taken most of the iPhone 6s's internals and wrapped them in the shell of an iPhone 5s. In most cases, this game of musical chairs would be laughable, but I and many others adored the previous generation chassis, preferring it over the current curvy, bendy shells. In my opinion, I'd call it a classic, and I'm glad I now get the chance to experience it for myself even this late in the game. Inside the SE is the same A9-M9 chip combination found in the 6s, and, to the relief of many, 2GB of RAM. The rear camera is the same 12-megapixel shooter as the 6s, but weirdly, the front-facing camera is still the old 1.2-megapixel variant. It also disappointingly comes with the older generation of Apple's Touch ID and no 3D Touch. Now, us longtime Lumia users may be disgusted to find that the iPhone, in keeping with its illustrious heritage, does not have expandable storage nor a removable battery, which is quite pathetic. I suppose the only upside to this is the natural consequence of it being easier to install a SIM card, at least compared to the Lumia 950. Apple's beautiful, delicate packaging even gives you a complimentary SIM tray removal pin as well. Now, it's a bit hard to compare the iPhone SE with modern-day Windows phones simply because there are no Microsoft-made Windows phones being sold today with a screen size that small. Even the median Lumia 950 is overwhelmingly larger than the iPhone SE. The closest thing I have is an old beat-up Lumia 521, which is still a bit larger than this phone. While the iPhone SE's 7.6mm depth was for its time profoundly thin, today it betrays the typical Apple cadence of releasing successively thinner products. Now, when setting up an iPhone with Microsoft services, the first order of business is to get the authenticator up and running, so you can fight your way past Microsoft's two-step verification systems, which you should have enabled. You'll need this for every single major Microsoft app you download so it can have permission to access your cloud-backed data. Interestingly, Microsoft doesn't have a dedicated authenticator app for iOS. Instead, the company instructs you to use, of all things, Google's Authenticator app. In the App Store, you're pretty much going to have two options, both of which work fine. Once you have that set up, go ahead and download every Microsoft app that you want to use, logging in with your Microsoft account and the Authenticator-generated codes as needed. You will be welcome with open arms, as Microsoft has done a great job of making sure every iOS app either matches or exceeds its Windows 10 mobile counterparts. The UIs of the iOS versions will be virtually identical to their Microsoft counterparts, only with much more attention to detail and cooler designs. After many years of fighting the good fight, I've thrown in the towel and decided to try something new. Look forward to my journey of becoming one with Big Brother, and seeing how well iOS meshes with the Microsoft platform. See you guys next time.